So, hello everyone. I am Demetra Kaye, as you guys know, and I am sitting here with Mr. Anthony Gibson, Fishing Bay to Georgia, or GA to Georgia, Fishing Bay to Georgia. He's
Yes,
from
ma'am.
he's from the Yay area, the Bay Area, North. Right. Northern California. So that's what that means. I just found that out. So the Bay Area to Georgia. So, in case you're wondering. Now, of course, you all have seen Anthony in the news over the last couple of weeks or so. Most infamously, I should say, he put up a video of what we call a Karen. Now, is her name Tanya as well? Is that her name?
Yes, and what's crazy about that is that someone posted a video of her doing what she was doing, and they was like, "Oh yeah, you guys probably think that I'm petty, but I'm not petty. She's actually petty. Tanya Petty. Her last name is Petty. So now I'll just call her Karen Petty.
So I saw that. I was like, is that really her last name, or did the internet give her that name? So Petty is really her name.
She's living up to her expectations. She could blame her mama or her daddy or both.
Right. So for those of y'all who have not seen the video, I'm going to play it. And I got it from Anthony's YouTube page. So y'all can go and
Subscribe.
follow him there. We'll get all your social medias. People can follow you before we get out of here. So I'm going to put this up.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. You guys residents here?
Are we bothering anyone?
I just have to.
Don't talk to anyone.
Sorry. All right. Well, this lake is supposedly for residents only. So, thank you for filming. I'm not giving you permission to film. So,
She's not.
take a picture of your license plates and forward it on.
Hey, so y'all hear what I go through, right? This the third person. I'm in my own neighborhood, and a white person came and bothered me while I'm fishing. Another white person came and bothered me while I'm fishing. This the third time. She's like, oh, no, I'm not giving you permission to film. This is my phone. I can film and do whatever I want. I study the law. I study the law. Thank you. I'm sorry. Hey, well, don't leave now. Do you want to say, hey, do you live here? Where you live? What's your address?
Where do you live?
So, of course, that is Miss Tanya Petty. Now, that made the news, I guess, because she got fired. Her job was at Sea Glass Therapy, which is a mental health facility. It sounds like she's a mental health therapist or something like that. They got wind of it, and she lost her job. So let me get some history of what's going on where you live. And what I understand, it is called, and I thought that was kind of funny, Springwater Plantation. Is that right?
It's called Springwater Plantation, and apparently we have some petty people here.
So what's the history there? I mean, like, how long have you lived there?
I've been living here for 2 years. We like to call this place our family compound. I'm originally from the hood of the Bay Area, Vallejo, Lowfish, north side of the V. And we had a plan for about 10 years of everybody from California and our family from Georgia. We should just all meet up and move in something we're going to call the family compound. So this has been a plan because a lot of, let's say, Indian, even some African and different culture of people rather than, let's say, Black Americans live with each other for a long time until they're able to feel comfortable leaving. An example of that is my friend Fahad. Shout out to him. He's a millionaire. And while he was a millionaire, he literally lived in his house with his mother, his father, his brother, his sister, and his wife, and some other kids. While he was a millionaire, he just recently moved out. And I remember when we were younger, I would tell him, like, why are you living with your parents? I don't live with my parents anymore. I left when I was 18. I'm all proud and stuff. And he's like, that's a mistake. That's a mistake a lot of people, that's in your situation make. All that money's gonna go towards the apartment and a house, and you're not gonna be owning anything. And I didn't listen to him. And so finally I got a little older, went to college, graduated, CSU alumni, got a bachelor's. And we were like, you know what, let's come up with the family compound. And one of the things they knew that I was gonna that we are gonna have to have for me to agree with this is a lake, because I'm a fisherman. So we have to have a lake I can fish at, or a pond in the backyard or something.
Right. So in our community, or in everywhere, I guess, we call it group economics, where we all live together, pool our resources, and then one by one, we might move and get a house, and then we get another house, watch,
Ooh,
rinse, repeat. So I totally
nice.
understand that concept, especially coming from California, where
Yeah.
everything is expensive. So, people got to live together.
Right, like we like, okay, let's move to a place that have a lake, but also a place that's a good price. Now, I want to put emphasis on this because some of the people in the comment section and some of the trollers are like, why would you move in a place that's called Plantation? Like, did I just tell you where I'm from? I'm from the Bay Area. It's not like I have a big choice of places I could live. So I'm gonna try to find a good price place. I'm gonna try to find a place where I feel like I'm not gonna have a drive-by up on my head like I used to have when I was younger. And so that's why I moved here. Of course, the name Plantation is like, oh my, that sucks. But it's 1,000 people that lives in this neighborhood, 200 development housing over here. And so I couldn't go to everyone's house and like, let me shake your hand. Are you racist? Are you racist? Are you racist? Are you prejudiced? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It looked like a nice neighborhood until I literally start fishing the first time, and I was like, what's going on?
So, but I've watched a lot of your other videos, and there are other Black people who live there. So it's not like you were the only Black person or the first Black person to move in. Other people have been there as well. So, and I've also seen a couple of other Black people say, "Hey, yeah, that's just kind of how they get down."
Mm-hmm.
Now, but
Yeah.
before you moved there, had you heard anything about it, or you just kind of, thought everything was good?
I thought everything was good. And plus, when I was in California, I never ever been harassed fishing. Never in my life, not one time. And so I didn't even know that was a thing until I moved out here to this place. And I start talking to some of the other Black people. They're looking at me like they even commenting and messaging like, dude, you like my hero? I'm like, hero, what are you talking about? This been happening to me for 7 years, 10 years, 15 years. Are you serious? There's an older man who's in the military, who was in the military, and he's a retired vet. Thank you. Thank you for your service, sir. Black man, and he used to come by and watch me fish all the time. And he didn't even know if I lived there or not. But it didn't bother him. He'll just come out there, hey, what you catch? Oh, you catch a night cat? Oh man, this is what I catch. Okay, nice. He's a retired vet. He got time on his hand. He come out there, hey, this one I knew was a problem. If any of these white people around here bother you, you tell him you with me. We didn't even know each other. He's just being helpful. You tell him with me. My name is such and such. I don't want to say it on air, but you tell them with you and me, because they'll bother me all the time. They wonder where I get my money from, why I drive a nice car. I'm like, are you serious? They ask you that? Yeah, they ask me all the time why I drive this and why I drive that. Huh. And one incident, I'm gonna just go ahead and mention this real quick. He asked a lady who had a dog that was using the bathroom on his yard. And he said, hey, can you stop your dog from doing that? I'm tired of cleaning it up. And she carried out on him. And he's like, whatever, just went back in the house. Next day, I'm not going to say it was her, but he found a bag of feces in front of his door.
She probably went and told somebody, and it was like, oh, yeah, we'll show them.
Right. Him right over there around yonder. Uh-huh. You go ahead. Come on, bub.
Wow. And the other thing too, you mentioned, and I relate to that from being from Southern California. I don't want to say there's not racism in California, because we know it is. It's just not as overt as it is in the South. In the South, they're like, well, what are you doing around here? In California, they might kind of, oh, so what brings you to the neighborhood? But we're not. I don't, and no disrespect to anybody in the South. We're more or less like, what's going on here? Now, what you're not going to do is tell me where I can and cannot go in California, right? But out here, and again, no shade to anybody here. I just think they kind of maybe are used to it. And they think maybe it's normal. We just want to we don't want to rock the boat and all of that. So do you think that was kind of the thing with the older gentleman that's been there for 7 years?
Let me tell you the reason why they do this. And the difference from this in California. In California, we have a gun law. You can't walk around with a gun. You can't walk around with a holster, a gun in your holster. You can't do any of that stuff, right? And so every time I seen a gun when I was younger, I associated it with death because every time I seen someone with a gun, they were trying to shoot somebody. Out here, you can carry a gun in your holster, everything. So everybody here is legal. It's legal playing field. In California, you have to use these. You have to use these. If you talk to somebody you don't know, you talk to a stranger, and you say something disrespectful, you might get some of these. No one's gonna die, but you might get some of these. Out here, someone could easily die because everybody could carry if you license. And you can have a gun in your house pretty much if you don't have a license. So they're more bold and feel more comfortable to come up to a young black man. I'm not gonna say I look like a softie. I look intimidating maybe a little bit, but they don't care about that. They strapped up, they got their stuff, and they're used to this, like you said. And plus, California has never been a slave state. Never. We didn't practice slavery, but in Georgia, there was a Confederate state, they are a red state, and they wanted to keep the institution of slavery. And some people are like, well, we didn't really want to keep slavery. We want to keep our rights to property or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, property of what? Property of slaves. Don't use that dumb excuse anymore. Ever again, cut it out. I like to study history, so I had to do my research. So a lot of people are more bold out here and just feel like they say what they want to say. And for the people that think it is not a racial thing, it's just an all fisherman thing, it's definitely not. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
My best friend is white. His name is Catfish. Shout out to Catfish. I named him that because we both like to fish. We both got along, different walks of life. I'm from the hood, the Bay Area, Moore City. He from straight country, got a tattoo of a half moon on his side, wear overalls with no shirt on, a little straw in his mouth, walk around like this, tough guy for out here, right? So I got him on my right side. There's two other white guys I don't know that's fishing on my left side. There's this man that walks down the street, long Confederate looking Civil War mustache with no chin hair, long jean jegging thing that men don't wear, and a flag of a bandana hanging out his pocket. So he's feeling real patriotic, walking with his dog. He walks by them, comes to me, and says, if you're not from out here, you're not supposed to fish over here. That's the first time someone ever addressed me, so I was a little nice. I'm new to the neighborhood. I don't want to show them, that I'm from the hood. I'm trying to fit in with these people. So I do live around here. Where you live? Around the corner. That's enough. I shouldn't even have to tell him that. That's not his job. He's not the police. You know what I'm saying? It's not his job. So after that, he said, "What street? What's your address? What's your name?" What in the world? So by the time before I could respond to all of it, my white friend jumps in and say, "Hey man, stop talking to him like that. You're over here racially discriminating him. You didn't talk to anybody else. Matter of fact, he lives here and he the one invited me. Stop treating him like that. This is my best friend." Had this whole conversation and he still left and called the police. So when he left and called the police, the two white guys next to me came and said, "Hey man, we've been fishing over here for 7 years, and guess what? We don't even live here, and we never been bothered." I was like, yeah, okay, that don't surprise me. It might surprise you, but it don't surprise me. Then they say, "Hey, so if the police come, just say you with us. We're gonna go around the corner and find somebody's address and just say that you with us, okay?" I was like, okay. So that was real cool and nice of them, right? But still, the undertone of all that is that even they didn't believe that I lived there, to be absolutely honest.
Well, let me ask you this about the neighborhood. It sounds like it's a pretty nice neighborhood. So, is it in a gated community? What is it to where you would be out of pocket there, where you have a copious amount of white people coming up to you to give you the HOA bylaws and asking you if you live? What's special about that neighborhood?
It's like a gated community, but not a gated community. All the houses in this community are, compared to California, it's not a lot of money, but compared to other places around here, it is. It's like houses 400 to 700,000, a little higher. And so everybody, if you live around here, you got to have a nice little change in your pocket, basically. Unless you, like me, living in my family compound, you know what I'm saying? We pay for the house, but now we got a couple of retired people. We got a couple of people like me. I'm a starving actor. Last time I made money was 3 weeks ago, $88 off a background gig. And I spent all of that because I didn't have a car for a half a year. I was in a car wreck, and that Uber from Noonan to all the way to Atlanta was over $100. And
Wow.
so, just because you over here and you have a whole bunch of people don't mean that you have a lot of money, but most people do. And so they feel very privileged. Obviously they do because she drove past. She drove past us and literally backed her car up. If you look at in the video, you'll see how privileged she feels. She backed her car up. I didn't get that on camera. What I got on camera is where she parked her car in the middle of the street. Like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. Now, I notice your cars are parked over here, out the way, by the way. They out the way. I'm gonna park my car in the middle of the street. So you see a car coming by and they go around her car. That's how good she feel about it. This is my neighborhood. Whatever I do, whatever I say goes. So then she walks 100 to 200 feet to us, and then that's when she proceeds to ask us, do you live here? Well, I'm gonna take down your license plate and I'm gonna send it to the proper authorities. Have a good day. And what I didn't get on camera, which is why I have a GoFundMe now for a GoPro, a boat, and some merchandise for awareness. Now I'm gonna wear all of the merchandise so people can know, hey, don't bother me, because fishing for me is peaceful. It's very peaceful. It's nostalgic. That's a whole nother thing, and I guess I'll talk about that later if you want me to. But there's some history when it comes to me and fishing. So what I didn't get on camera is that she came back twice after that. Twice. One time like a thug, like she was Ice Cube or something in LBC. Drove by, quiet. I'm like, oh, is this a drive-by? My two homegirls that were with me, they're retired military. So they remember everything. Ooh, white Lexus. Let's just play such, such, such. Here it comes again. I'm like, gosh, look, y'all, man, who cares about what that lady talking about? Let's catch some fish. But they're aware, retired military. And so she comes by, then we look back. She just skeets off like she a thug or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. How I grew up, whatever. She comes back again. This time she gets out her car. The audacity or the cacacity, that's what
Right.
they call audacity if you're white, cacacity. You get out your car and then take photos and video of my friend's license plate and then actually go call the police. All that she did, she literally got herself fired on her day off, like Craig on Friday.
So okay. So Tanya Petty, that's really her name. She loses her job on her day off. But I've seen other videos of, I guess, the HOA president, a white man, and he's pleading for Karen, and he wants you to maybe put out a video or something that try to help her get her job back. Do you feel like you should do that? Like, where are we at with that now?
I'm a very helpful person, and I'm a God-fearing man, and I love helping people. Even in the moment when he said that she was fired, I knew she was fired. But I was really, really sticking to my guns because I'm a big believer in what goes around comes around. And if your job fired you, I feel like maybe you did something else on the job that was racially motivated. I told him I had to think about this, I have to pray about it. But every time I watch the video, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, I made the right choice. I am not gonna make a video. And I felt like that was disrespectful for him to ask me to do that because his job as the president is to protect homeowners. Homeowners. Not to get people their job back and say they have a big old mortgage or whatever paid for solely. Like how invested are you in this woman? How do you even know all that information? You don't even know me. You don't even know I live here. I've been here for 10 years. And you know all this information, so let me know. They know there's clicks in here. There's clicks. And that actually makes me feel uncomfortable. I personally don't want to live here anymore. I'm being dead serious. But it's not like I have the money just to move out and go move somewhere else. But I don't know these people like that. I know back home in the hood in the Bay, if you mess with somebody in our clique, man, it's probably gonna be some retaliation stuff. We growing stuff now, so we're not trying to do that. But I don't know these people like that. Look how literally petty she was.
And no pun intended, but you are a fish out of water. Fish out of water
A
there
black
in
fish out of
Georgia.
water.
Yeah, because like you said, you don't know who she knows and how well connected they are. Obviously, they are pretty connected because he ran down and she got a big giant mortgage and she's going through it and stop posting the viral videos. But it's like,
can we please stop?
Yeah, and then gonna ask you, is there something you got with your platform? Can you make a video or something? Like you said, there's something her job felt like, okay, you know what, we can't have you here. And mental health of all things, and anybody being Black in America, we have experienced some racial trauma to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And there she is doing even more. It's like, lady, I told you I live here, and now you want me to prove to you and all this other stuff. Is like, I don't have to do that. And you don't understand. I don't have to prove, right. All those times. And then how many times have the police been called on you and actually came and had a conversation to ask for your ID?
Every time they said, I'm going to call the police came.
And
So,
ask for your ID.
yes. Asked for my ID. Matter of fact, one time he took my ID and just went in his vehicle while the and there was 2 police cars one time. And they were just sitting there. It was around night because I kind of figured if I go fishing at night, then I won't get bothered because no one will see me. Plus, if you look at the video, the one where I had the guy behind me, that's where I was fishing at night at. And if you look at it, I'm about a football field away from houses, good distance away. So you can't hear us. We're just fishing. Lo and behold, the police came. And when we asked the police, why did you come? You know what the excuse was? They called and said they heard laughter. So they didn't hear no gang violence. They didn't hear no gunshots. They didn't hear no fighting. No one out here smoking and drinking or acting crazy. Nothing illegal. They heard laughter. And you guys actually responded to that? And the police officer looking at me like, this is my job. And I'm just like, I'm gonna smile because I don't want to get shot, tased, or beat with a baton. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep my hands out my pocket. I don't got nothing on me, just make a show. So I try to keep my camera on at all times because I don't know these people and they seem like a tight knit.
Laughing of all things. I would like if I was the 911 dispatcher or the police or whatever, I'd have said, I'm sorry, laughing. Y'all want us to come out there and there could be somebody's cat caught in a tree or something. I don't know. But y'all want us to come out there because somebody laughing. You know what? Y'all going maybe have a little drink and go to bed or something. But I'm not coming out there because of people laughing.
And that's what he do. That's
right.
That's what he do. Because the guy I'm talking about that did that, I said his name in the video and everything. I forgot what the name is, but I said his name in the video and everything. It's in my archive. So if you want to, you could look at that. And the guy that I was filming, the Islander looking type of guy, the black guy that had the fishing pole.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was talking about how the guy came and complained and all this, we were literally talking about the same guy because he described the house. And in the video, he talks about how the guy came and he fell 2 times before he got to him because he was so drunk. So he's in his house, retired probably because he's older, in there getting drunk, looking out the window. I'm not making this up. We literally see him looking out the window like this, like, ooh, some people I could bother. Yes. And that's what happens. And that's why we get the police called on us and stuff. And now, every time the police come, they're like, all right, we verified that you live here. You going on and fish. Why you packing your stuff? I don't want to fish anymore. I'm in a mood. Fishing for me is peaceful. I'm a starving actor that I try to work as much as I can. And sometimes I work 12 to 14 freaking hours a day. And when I want to go fishing, because this is my family compound, we plan to have this lake near us. I want a nice, peaceful, calm time because it's nostalgic. I'm thinking about my late uncle who taught me how to fish when I was 8 years old, who passed while he was fishing. God rest his soul. It's nostalgic. It's peaceful. And at one point in my life, it's how I live because when I was poor, I literally used to go to the river every day and go fishing because I had zero money. When I first moved to Georgia, I lost my car. I lost my job. I wasn't. I got in I didn't get in a fight. I got jumped. My church folks and my family weren't getting along at that time, and I was very stubborn. I was younger, so I just knew I was right about whatever the issue was. All that happened, so I had no transportation. So for about a good 2 months at least, I had no food stamps, no government assistance because I don't know where the building was. I just moved out here. I walked every day to the Chattahoochee River with my fishing pole and fish. So this time it wasn't all like, oh, this is so much fun. This is so much fun. Like me and my uncle, this is like, if I don't catch something, I'm not going to eat dinner, lunch, breakfast. So fishing is my life. I could do this thing. We have a zombie apocalypse. I'm telling you right now, I ain't starving. I got this. I catch them, I clean them, and I cook them.
So where are you now? I mean, I know you're there and you want to move and everything, but has things settled down, or are you? And if you guys are watching this, if I'm freezing up a little bit, sometimes during this time of day, the internet is kind of wonky. So, but y'all can still hear me. So are they still harassing you, or are you like, or do you have any intrepidation of going out there to fish? Like, where are we at now?
I haven't been out there since.
Mm.
Because I don't know them, and this is a state where, like I said, you could have. I'm not a fool. I'm from the Bay Area. This is a state where you could just legally walk around with guns and stuff, and they all know each other. And my back is facing the street where everybody go down while I'm fishing. It's not like I can see them. I'm the type of person when I go to a room, I'm the one that sit in the corner and knowing where the exit is because of how I grew up. So I don't even feel comfortable going out there and fishing, to be absolutely honest with you. So I haven't been since I have been reached out with some of my neighbors, black and white, and some of their stories are crazy. Some of the black ones, and even some of the people have been recording other people fishing in the spot where I was fishing at, and you hear me in the back like, oh, I thought you said we couldn't fish here. Oh, you mean black people can't fish here? And because there'll be like a white family over there fishing still. So it's disturbing. I don't want to go out there unless that whole tight knit of people just move. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to be out there.
Well, I will say to you, just keep filming and posting, because whether you know it or not, and I think you do, that actually is your protection. Because it's like, if something happened to me, it was probably them, so that's actually going to protect you. And I hate that you feel like you can't live there anymore due to that. And honestly, it's just being black in America. That could happen to you, unfortunately, anywhere. But like you said, that's your family's compound. Y'all, are there to try to, build and do other things. You're an actor. And by the way, are you striking with everybody else? Are you like, I gotta eat?
I'm not trying to strike, but the thing is this: I haven't been getting a lot of gigs because of the strike. But if they give me something to do, $88 3 weeks ago, heck yeah. I'm not no Denzel Washington
Not yet. Not yet.
not yet. As a matter of fact, if any of them are listening or listen to your show, please hire me. Hey, Bay 2GA, please hire your boy Tyler Perry. I'm 30 minutes from your studio, man. Come on. I have worked on Tyler Perry studios, but it's just extra work in the background, like sitting around or talking to somebody. I'm just a blurred image. You won't even notice me like that. But I'm trying to get one of those speaker roles. Come on, somebody gotta get your boy. I'm telling you, I could do this. But I stopped actually teaching. I was teaching for 7 years to go full time in acting, and it's not like something I wanted to do because I never took an acting class before. It's what God steered. He just steered it. Sometimes God like, this is the way I want you to go, and you're like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, what you say? What you say, boy? Nothing. I'll do it because I know God's voice. So we're on the grind season right now. We definitely on the grind season.
I feel you. Well, I will tell you, keep going and you will surely be successful. So I'm going to be watching to see if anything else develops. And if anything else does, please reach out to me. And I'd love to have you on here again so people can understand what's going on with you, and give all your information so they can find you. I pretty much found you everywhere with Fishing Bay 2GA. That's your YouTube, your Instagram. What else you got?
I got TikTok, YouTube, IG, Facebook, the new thing, what's it called? Threads, Twitter. And it all started with Bay 2GA. I actually have different names on all my social media because God, he put that thought in my mind during the time of the struggle. He said, make multiple accounts. And I was just like, wow, I don't even know social media. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to type my name in. He's like, make multiple accounts. What's crazy is that it ended up being, I haven't noticed it, but it ended up being 7 accounts, the number of completion. So I got my regular account where I just post me talking, people like me, they could go watch it. I got my fishing account, which is Fishing Bay 2GA. I have a party account, Party Bay 2GA, because, I like to have fun. Dragon Con, which is an event where you're a geek like me. You can just dress up and no one know who you are. I love doing stuff like that, especially when I was teaching, because you have to always put on this roll of this. And I was like, man, let me go all the way to Atlanta, dress up, put a mask on. No one gonna know who I am. I could actually have some fun without anybody bothering me and say, Mr. Gibson, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Dragon Con Bay 2GA, Food Bay 2GA, and we got behind the scenes. That's where I post all the movies and TV shows I'm in. We got behind the scenes Bay 2GA. So they're all on my social media, and I appreciate that. And like I say in my bio, in my Instagram, and they finally gave me a blue check mark. It's
All
official.
right
Blue check mark. And after the first, it was just like 10 hours they gave it to me after
now.
I
Wow.
applied. I applied, they gave it to me in 10 hours. I was like, but TikTok is acting funny. They don't want to give it to me. So I'm like, oh, we can't see you because your ID is blurry. No, it's not. It's the same ID I gave the IGs, the same ID I use for everything else. TikTok just be hating, and what's that? It's not even ran by Americans, right? Not saying that's a bad thing or not, but all I'm saying is everybody's complaining about it now. So I could have been made like $10,000 off of TikTok if they would have stopped playing.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were paying people that were in the beta program $1, like somewhere near $1 or $1.20 or whatever per 1,000 views. I have over 10 million views.
What?
Right, and I'm broke right now. $88 3 weeks ago. So I can make $10,000, and they don't want to be like, "Hey man, you know what? You did a good job. Let me go ahead and give you this money." It's like, no, you're talking to a computer, and we're not going to give you anything. And it's messed up. But it is what it is. God knows what he's doing, so I know he'll give me double for the trouble.
There you go. So anyway, keep us posted.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, reach out to me if anything else develops, but most definitely you and your family stay safe out there, because trust me, I don't leave the house much, because I just know kind of what's out there. But please be safe and keep recording. And what's your GoFundMe?
Oh, it's in my bio, and I don't actually know that it's like letters and numbers and
Okay,
slashes.
so we
and
can
stuff.
find it
Yeah.
everywhere on your bios on your social media accounts, right?
Yes, and matter of fact, after this, I can send it to you if you want to know the specifics.
Okay, yep, and then so
And
I
a
can
cash
post
app.
it.
Oh, I know my cash app. I know my cash app.
Okay, and I'll
And
post
that's
all that in the description. So send that to me, and I'll put it all in the description when I post it, and I'll let you know when I post it.
all right. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. So, all right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. I will see you next time. Peace.